Suffering succotash, son.
What's going on, everybody? I'm back again. Believe it or not, it is like 3 a.m. on a Wednesday. I wanted to record this earlier, but I literally spent the whole day studying for school. Yeah. But we're on new beginnings here already on the second video. If everything goes the way it should, I should have a new editor already on the second video. Shout out to one of my closest homies, Bryce, who's going to be editing this. I don't know. Say hi somewhere on the screen, Bryce. Anywhere. I don't know. But yeah, today is the video. If you couldn't tell by this WWE replica belt, is going to be, I want to talk about Fastlane. The pay-per-view stop before WrestleMania, which is 3 weeks away. And I just want to give my thoughts, opinions, and reviews on it, pretty much. And here we have my trusty notebook. I took notes while watching the matches so I could put down the most important points. And yeah, let's get right into it. To start off the review, actually, I did not watch the kickoff match, which was Riddle versus Mustafa Ali for the United States Championship. I missed that one, but I basically got the gist. Riddle retained. Ali lashes out at his retribution goons, and they turn on him. Freaking T-Bar, and I forgot Dio Madden's character name. Basically double chokeslam him. Good call, Riddle winning, retaining. Also, looks like Retribution is disbanding, which I am actually a fan of. A little rant here on Retribution. I don't like them. I don't like the way they've been booked. It was cool at first. Like, it was a cool little turn. Like, when Ali was first revealed to be the leader, I was like, cool, they're doing something with him. This heel thing can work. But I don't know. They booked them weirdly. They booked them poorly. Even their first feud against the Hurt Business, they already looked washed when the Hurt Business just kind of handled them kind of easily. Like, you can look good in defeat in some feuds, in some matches, but they just didn't. And it's a shame, too, because I think they have really good, like, wrestlers in their stable. Ali, who's good, but they just use him weird. T-Bar, which is Dominic Dijakovic. He is really good. He is a really great wrestler. But they just kind of turned him into some, like, stocky bruiser that doesn't really do anything. And Thorne, who I think is also pretty good. And they have him as a weird Casey Jones-looking character from Ninja Turtles. I don't know, it's weird. And Mia Yim, who they have as Reckoning, I believe. And she, like, never wrestles. And I don't know, they did that weird thing where she had that little weird seizure thing in the ring. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, I don't know. It's weird. But I don't know. Also, another random tangent. Why do they always have the wrestlers change their name in weird ways? They always shorten it. Like with Matt Riddle, they just changed him to Riddle. Why? Why Riddle? Matt Riddle was fine. Same thing with Andrade, who they just released, which is a shame. Another great wrestler. He was Andrade Cien Almas, but it's like, nah, just Andrade. We just need, I don't know. It's weird. But anyways, let's get into real meat and potatoes, baby. Let's see. Oh, yeah, first match, Sasha Banks and Bianca Bellaire versus Shayna, Bazler, and Nia Jax for the Women's Tag Team Championship. Pretty good back and forth match. The match went the way I predicted it would. It served its purpose. The women's champs, they still retain, and they beat, credible threats in Bellaire, the number one contender, to Sasha's championship, and beating the women's championship. And I like how the story unfolded because, it breaks down Sasha and Bianca. They're arguing, and their feud goes from, we're going to have a match at Mania, and I respect you, and we're gonna have just like a good match, and I respect each other. But now it goes, there's some blood boiling in this feud. Sasha says it's all Bianca's fault. They get the bickering. She even gives her one of those little head taps or whatever. But yeah, Sasha gets rolled up by Shayna and loses. And then at the end, they argue some more. Sasha continues to tell Bianca that it's her fault, and even slaps her one. And I was like, okay, here we go. We're getting this. We're getting this rolling. And I don't know if it's just Sasha having more of a mean streak, or they're gonna make her turn heel for this program. I guess either one will work, but who knows? Either way, I am really excited for this match at Mania. I'm a big fan of Sasha Banks. I'm a big fan of Bianca Belaire, and also a plus of 2 black women wrestling for a championship at Mania. I love it. But overall, this is a fine match. Served its purpose. Probably give it 3 stars. 3 out of 5 stars is the rating I would give this. Served its purpose. Did its thing. Let's see. Next. There's a little segment between Shane and Elias and Jackson Riker. Basically, Elias coming up to Shane. He was like, give me an opportunity. I need some opportunities or something like that. Shane's like, first Shane is kind of reluctant, whatever. But then he obliges him. He's like, I actually got an idea for you. To show some context, Shane and Braun were actually supposed to wrestle, but, storyline injury. Shane got injured before the match, before the pay-per-view started, and that will play into what will happen later. Also, Shane has a dumb shirt that says Stupid Express, which I get is supposed to be a play on the Strowman Express Bronze thing. This feud is kind of, I'm not really a fan of this feud, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. Next, we get on to another match. We have Apollo Crews versus Biggie for the Intercontinental Championship. It started out pretty good, pretty hot out of the gate. Biggie comes in, he does the little apron spear that he does, and he is all over Apollo to start this, to be honest. And he gives him one of those apron splashes, what I thought was pretty good. And Biggie's still all over him, talking trash. Biggie's always been a funny guy, but then Apollo, he later gets the upper hand. He takes a shot at Biggie's knee, and now he gets the upper hand. They fight some more for a bit, and the match is fine. It's back and forth. But then what kind of takes me out of it was the finish. And I understood what the finish was supposed to be. It was supposed to be like a weird kind of like ambiguous isn't the right word, but one of those endings like, okay, they can have another match, because it wasn't like a definitive winner. So they had this little weird roll-up thing, and they roll each other up back and forth for a little bit. But the last roll-up is so weird. It doesn't, I don't know. But either way, Biggie wins. He retains. And then Apollo just wrecks him after the match. I'm going to have to give this 2 stars just for the finish. That just kind of took me out of it. Like, I would have gave it 3 stars like the previous match, because it's a match that served its purpose to prolong the feud. But also, by the way, I wanted to touch on this Apollo's heel gimmick. I actually like it. I like his new attire. I like his new attitude towards facing Biggie. I like it, but one gripe or criticism: why the African accent? I get it, he's Nigerian, it's his heritage, he's going to his roots, but I feel there's a bit much you can do without the accent. And it's not even like a thing where they like took him off TV for a while and it's a whole rebranded character and he has the accent. But like just last week he was speaking regularly. Like not just last week, but like one week he's speaking normally how he normally does, and then the very next week when he embraces the full heel persona, he has the like little Black Panther accent going on. Not really feeling it, but either way. Also, how many matches does Apollo need to get? I feel like Biggie has beaten him maybe like 3 times now. I don't know, but either way, I do like Biggie. I do like Apollo, and hopefully they have a great match at Mania. I'm assuming it's gonna carry to Mania, and plus 2 more black athletes having a title match at Mania. I can't be mad at that as well. Let's see what happened next. Then there's a weird it was a funny little Allspice commercial involving like the people in the 24/7 championship realm. It was like R-Truth, Tozawa, Gulak, who I haven't seen in a minute. Like since he resigned, I haven't seen Gulak. Put Gulak out there, man. He's a good wrestler. Also, so is Akira. The thing with the ninjas. I mean, I guess it has comedic effect, but let that man wrestle for real. Come on. We put these great wrestlers in, I don't know, kind of goofy situations. I'm not saying wrestling, there's no comedic aspects to be found in wrestling. It can be great, but get my boy some program. Like Gulak, the stuff he did with Daniel Bryan, that was good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Give my man some quality matches, man. Okay. So now we come full circle with the whole Elias Shane thing. Elias comes out. He thanks Shane for this opportunity. He's out there and he's about to perform. And like 10 seconds into the performance, Shane cuts him off. He's like, "Oh man, I'm glad you could come out here. However, this is not the opportunity I had in mind for you." And Elias is like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You're gonna take my spot for me in the match tonight against Braun." I was like, dick move. Just like, okay, all right, you set Elias up there. So then Braun comes out. It's fairly obvious that Braun's gonna win. He's not gonna lose against Elias, and he's not gonna lose in the build to Mania. So match also serves its purpose, makes Braun look strong going into Mania, and he wrecks Elias, obviously. I'll probably give this 2.5 stars. Yeah, did his thing. Wasn't bad. Wasn't, crazy. It did what it was supposed to. Got Braun over. What happened next? Oh, I noticed I wrote this down in my notes because I wanted to mention this. I'm actually, it went down, but I'm actually still a fan of Elias, and I think there really was a point where he was like hot enough to be like, and for people not in the wrestling talk, hot means like, popular enough. Not calling this man sexy, bro. But I think there was a point where he was hot enough to be Intercontinental. You could have put the IC belt on him at one point. I think the stuff and the banter he does as heel Elias with the fans is really good. Obviously, that element has been taken out due to COVID, and you have virtual fans. But I don't know. He's become what my uncle would call a jag. Just a guy. He's just floating in the ether. And I know that happens. I know you can't push everybody at once. In the ideal world, that'd be great, but it's unrealistic. But, who knows what happens in the future? Put my man some quality storylines. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see my man Elias win a mid-card belt. Then after that, there's a segment between Riddle and Shinsuke backstage. Riddle comes in with the U.S. championship around him on a scooter. Riding. I don't know what's up with Riddle and the scooter. I don't know what's up with the scooter thing. They keep doing that. Not that I hate it. It's just random. But, he starts chatting Shinsuke up, and he's like being a motor mouth and stuff like that. And then Shinsuke kind of hides when he's not paying attention to get away from him. Just a little funny comedic segment. It was cool. And then we head to Seth Rollins versus Nakamura, which this was a match I was kind of excited for. I even wrote in my notes. I was like, put these two against each other, give it the proper time. This could be a really, like, a barn burner. But I know it's probably not going to be that tonight. I'm sure they'll give them, I was sure they were going to give them, a good amount of time in this match. But it's really just the build Rollins, which I assume he will face Cesaro at Mania. I assume that's what they're going with this, which would be great. Cesaro finally getting a singles Mania match. That'd be nice. And I wouldn't think it'd be too bad if they put him over. They let Cesaro beat Rollins at Mania. But who knows? I don't know. But this match was good. It was like, had some nice back and forth. Some interesting, innovative moves. It's hard to describe without clips. I don't know if I could get away with putting like wrestling clips in yet, because I don't know, copyright system. You know how these big companies are, bro. Yeah, like the ASMR there. But yeah, Shinsuke had this weird. It was like Rollins was caught in the apron and Shinsuke like slid through under him and gave him like, it was like a German suplex type thing. That was nice. And then later in the match, Seth, he had this thing. He went for a kick on Nakamura, but he held it. I don't know. It's weird. I suck at explaining. I might have to cut that part out. But he used his other leg to kick him. It was cool. And that set him up for the curb stomp, which Seth won. I give that a solid 3.5 stars. I enjoyed that. That was a pretty good match. Fun back and forth. Then we have a little vignette saying Rhea Ripley coming soon, which is awesome. I think Rhea Ripley is great. I love Rhea Ripley. And yeah. Actually, well, now I could say this because I saw she debuted on Monday Night Raw, and she's going to be challenging Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship, which I'm here for. A big fan of Asuka, big fan of Ripley. Hopefully that would be a great match. Also, finally they have Asuka doing something, because I noticed, like, she never defends the belt. They never have her do anything. She just got me chilling with the belt, not doing anything. Yeah. Weird as when you're not having your women's champion defend the belt regularly, but okay. But anyways, then we move on to Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre and a no-holds-barred match. And me just saying what happens like in every match wouldn't just like do it justice. Just watch it. It was good. I like the story. I like the build-up between the two. Both men look strong. And my prediction was, of course, Drew's going to win, to build his momentum against Lashley at Mania. But Sheamus will still look strong in defeat, which did happen. They both look good. There was this one spot where Drew kind of like threw him through like a bunch of cameras and like sparks came out. I think I wrote something else in my notes of a cool spot that I like. Oh, Sheamus picked Drew up like on the barricade and just like slammed him through the announce table. Like, not slammed, white noise. I watch wrestling, right? I know what the moves are called. Jesus. But yeah, it was really good. I would give that match like 4 stars. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe 3.75. Nah, I'm feeling good tonight. 4 stars. 4 stars. It was great. Drew won. It was awesome. And he also had the little Scottish face paint on him. That was a nice touch. Also, I want to request WWE bring back Sheamus' old theme. Do it for me. It'll be awesome. Just like I want you to bring back No More Words for Jeff Hardy. But I heard Jeff Hardy say something like they'll do it when he like gets fans back, and that was part of him re-signing in his deal. Like he wanted No More Words back. Please do it. It'd be awesome. Also, cool finish. They like had a piece of the like the ring desk, announce table desk in the ring. Drew tried to hit like Future Shock. Sheamus countered, tried to hit the clothesline. Drew countered again, hit the Future Shock DDT on the announce table, and then set him up for the Claymore, which won the match. That was a good finish as well. Good match. That was so far best match of the night. But will it be at the end? Then we had the most peculiar match of the night. Randy Orton versus Alexa Bliss. My prediction going into this would be like it would end in a no contest, and I figured the Fiend would show up in some way, shape, or form, but the match wouldn't conclude. But basically, Randy comes out, does entrance, and as he does the iconic Randy Orton pose, in the ring, the black oil ooze like spits up out of his mouth. I'm not gonna lie, I think the black ooze stuff is kind of stupid. I know he did it before on Raw. They make him throw up some type of tar or something, whatever it is. Kind of dumb, a bit hokey to me, but. And then I wrote this in my notes. Yeah, I can read. So basically, throughout the match, Randy tries to get at Alexa, but he's like cut off through her supernatural powers. Like, I remember the first time he tried to rush at her, and flames just came through the ring to cut him off. And she kind of like jogs away from him, walks around the ring. He tries to charge at her again, but then like a truss of lights just fall in front of him. I don't know why this made me laugh, but Randy goes, "You trying to kill me?" Jeez, I don't know. But and then they get back in the ring. He tries to charge it again, and she like throws a fireball or something. And then, yeah, I don't know. She's just kind of taunting him and teasing him. And then he thinks about charging at her again, and she's distracting him. And you see a hand come out of the ring, and then grabs his foot, and then Randy kind of kicks it off, and he's like, "Yo, what the hell?" And then the Fiend comes out, and he's all like, kind of has like a burnt visage, and like facial, his whole body's like burnt or whatever, because when Randy like burnt him in the Inferno match months ago. And he's like, "Yo, what the heck?" And then, his back is turned around, distracted. Alexa pushes Randy into the Fiend, hits him with the Sister Abigail, and then Alexa just like gets on top of him and pins and wins and beats Randy. Not gonna lie, I was just expecting it in a no contest, but Alexa won, which at the way she won, I'm not mad at that. And it builds towards obviously Orton and Fiend was obvious at Mania. As for a rating, question marks out of 5. I mean, I just don't know what to rate it. Wasn't exactly a match. It's just like a bunch of events. It's like, but it's that middle ground between the actual match and those cinematic matches they actually do. It was just like a bunch of events that happened, which progressed the storyline, which wasn't a bad thing. Yeah. As for this feud and storyline as a whole, it's chill. I don't hate it, and I don't necessarily love it, but it's there. It's watchable. I'm at least curious to see what happens, but I'm pretty sure at Mania the Fiend's gonna win. Pretty sure. But let's see. Oh yeah, now we have made it to the main event of Fastlane. Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship, with Edge as the special guest ring enforcer. Which I was curious. I knew Edge was probably going to get involved in some way, shape, or form. And basically the winner of this match, faces Edge at WrestleMania, pretty much. I knew Roman was going to win, but I was at least looking forward to a good match, which this was. This was a really interesting match. So, the match begins, Daniel, he's getting his little submissions in, but Roman's kind of like kicking him off, but Daniel's close to getting a submission each time. Daniel's taunting. He's like anytime, I can get you anytime, I'm this close. And it's like, pretty interesting. And they go back and forth after a while. And they both take turns trash talking each other. And it's a good back and forth match. But later, as we get to the later parts of the match, like random in-ring chicanery, like dusty finishes to a match, can get pretty annoying sometimes, but I actually like how this unfolded. So, what happened here? Okay, so Daniel looks to hit Roman with the running knee, right? Misses, hits the ref. Roman hits the spear on Daniel, covers him. There's no ref. So Edge, as the special guest ring enforcer, he has the authority to count the pin. So he goes in there, counts the pin, but Daniel Bryan kicks out because, it's been laid out too long. So he eventually kicks out. Wrestling rules 101. If the ref is out cold and the wrestler's being pinned for at least 10 seconds, they're going to kick out. But so Roman and Edge, they kind of trash talk a little bit. They kind of jaw jacking or whatever. And then Roman talks a little bit trash to Daniel Bryan as well. But then Daniel Bryan catches Roman in submission. I don't remember if he caught him in the yes lock or it was a different submission, but I know he had him in the submission. And then, he has Roman in there for a really long time. Jey Uso comes out, super kicks Edge, super kicks Daniel Bryan. And then Jey Uso comes out and slams Edge into the ring post, knocks him out of the equation for a little bit. Then Jey gets a chair, looks to hit Daniel Bryan with the chair. Daniel dodges, hits the running knee on Uso to take him out. And then, let's see what happened next. Oh, so Daniel Bryan then picks up the chair, looks to hit Roman with it. Roman dodges, hits Edge with the chair by mistake. Superman punch to Daniel Bryan, looks for the spear, but then Daniel counters to a yes lock. Still no ref, and the only other person to count for pins and submissions, Edge is down. And he has Roman in a yes lock. And believe it or not, Roman actually taps. It was interesting. It was like a light tap. He was like unconscious like this. He was like lightly tapping. But Edge gets up. I don't know how they're gonna say how it unfolded on SmackDown, but what I think it was, like the angle it was, you couldn't just like see that he was tapping. He was lightly tapping, so you couldn't tell. And Edge is already pissed, so instead of like looking for the submission, cracks Daniel Bryan with the chair because Daniel hit him with the chair, although it was inadvertently. Edge is pissed. Instead of paying to his submission, assaults both of them with the chair. They're both laid out. Edge leaves. So as they're both laid out, being wrecked from the chair shots from Edge, Roman now rolls into the cover. 1, 2, and 3. Pins Daniel Bryan to retain the Universal Championship and still will go on to face Edge at WrestleMania, like I expected. I really like this match. I really like the events that happened at the end of the match. I think the way it unfolded and the way like all the men like played their part and how I don't know, just how the story just came together. Like, how Edge got pissed, kind of screwed Daniel Bryan a bit, and then Roman got involved. It was nice. I thought it was good. As for a rating, 4.5. 4.25. 4.25 stars. We'll do that. 4.25. 4.25. We'll go with 4.25, baby. It was the best match of the night, in my opinion. Good storytelling, good wrestling. It was great. So, on SmackDown, I don't know if they'll still try to get Daniel Bryan in the mix for a triple threat, or they'll have him do something else or something. I heard he might be in the running for the Hall of Fame, but then I heard that's not happening. But yeah, that was Fastlane 2021. Overall, pretty good pay-per-view. I give it a B. Yeah, absolutely. The last 2 matches were pretty good. One kind of lackluster match, and 2 other matches served their purpose. So I give it a B. did what it was supposed to do, progress storylines into Mania. And yeah, this is the first video outside my intro one. So yeah, from me, my wrestling belt that you can tell that gets me a lot of women, because women like guys with replica WWE belts, right? I don't know. And my trusty Shawn Michaels socks. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for listening with me. Thanks for listening to a random guy talk at 3:30 a.m. about wrestling. For those of you who care, signing off. Goodbye.